Welcome to Hidden West. This is the first of 2 episodes I'll be doing on redwood trees. This one focuses on the coastal redwood trees. The second will be on the sequoia trees found in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The coast redwood trees are the tallest trees in the world. While the sequoias are very large and stand as giants in the Sierra Nevada mountains, their coastal cousins are taller and wider in circumference. The width of their trunk at the base was previously thought to be smaller than the mountain cousins, the sequoias, but this has been discovered to be untrue just in the last 10 years. Standing at the base of the Earth's tallest tree, the coast redwood, can certainly humble us. These California giants can reach higher than a 30-floor skyscraper, more than 320 feet. Their trunks can grow more than 20 feet wide, about 8 paces by an average adult person. Coast redwoods can also live more than 2,000 years. Some of these trees living today were alive during the time of the Roman Empire. The tallest coast redwood is known as Hyperion and is at an undisclosed location for its safety. The Douglas fir trees in the Pacific Northwest, most notably in Washington state, can grow as high as 300 feet, but they are not quite as tall or as large as the coast redwood trees. But they are massive giants in their own right. Redwoods once grew throughout the northern hemisphere. The first redwood fossils date back more than 200 million years to the Jurassic period. Before commercial logging and clearing began in the 1850s, coast redwoods naturally occurred in an estimated 2 million acres, the size of 3 Rhode Islands, along the California coast from south of Big Sur to just over the Oregon border. When gold was discovered in 1849, hundreds of thousands of people came to California, and redwood trees were logged extensively to satisfy the explosive demand for lumber and resources. Today, only 5% of the original old-growth coast redwood forest remains along a 450-mile coastal strip. Most of the coast redwood forest is now young. The largest surviving stands of ancient coast redwoods are found in Humboldt Redwood State Park, Redwood National and State Parks, Muir Woods, Armstrong Redwoods National State Reserve, and Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. There were also groves in Big Basin State Park, although the 2020 fire may have hurt many of them. The native people of California did not typically cut down the coast redwoods, but used fallen trees to make planks for houses and hollowed out logs for canoes. The natives also regularly used common redwood forest plants. The coast redwood is one of the world's fastest growing conifers, or cone-bearing trees. In contrast to the tree's size, redwood cones are very small, only about an inch long. Each cone contains a few dozen tiny seeds. It would take well over 100,000 seeds to weigh a pound. In good condition, redwood seedlings grow rapidly, sometimes more than a foot annually. Young trees also sprout from the base of their parent's trunk, taking advantage of the energy and nutrient reserves contained within the established root system. Fire plays a significant role in the redwood ecosystem, but it's not the sole determinant of seed dispersal. Dispersal can also take place through animals like squirrels and winds. Frequent, naturally occurring fires play an important role in maintaining coast redwood forests because they rid the forest floor of combustible materials. Forest fires create space for redwood seedlings and other plants to grow. In contrast, decades of fire suppression practices usually result in the accumulation of dead plant materials that may fuel intense, destructive fires. Redwoods can usually survive natural forest fires because of their thick, up to 12 inches, protective bark. Redwoods get their name from the beautiful reddish hue of their bark. Redwood bark is soft, fibrous, and rich in tannins, which also helps prevent insect damage. Where coast redwoods live, temperatures are moderate year-round. Heavy rains provide the trees with much needed water during the winter months, and dense summer fog contributing moisture to the forest during the dry summer months. Redwoods can create their own rain by capturing fog on their leaves. The coastal fog condenses on redwood needles, creating water droplets. Some of the water is absorbed by the needles, and some drips to the ground, providing water to the redwood forest understory. In recent years, scientists have discovered that life abounds in the canopy, the tops of old trees, and on the forest floor. Research has found that many species can live in the redwood canopy, including worms, salamanders, and plants such as Sitka spruce, ferns, and huckleberry. Old-growth redwood forest is home to many species. Redwoods, Douglas fir, western hemlock, tan oak, and madrone trees intermix above a rich understory of ferns and shrubs, including colorful rhododendrons. Spotted owl and marble murrelets, both federally threatened birds, nest in the shady, moist canopy. Soil created from the decomposition of organic matter caught in branches sport gardens of fern mats, shrubs, and even small trees, hundreds of feet above the ground. Tree voles, bats, and salamanders are a few of the many animals other than birds living in the redwood forest canopy. Of course, on the ground and near the trees depends entirely on what location the trees are in. If at redwood and national state parks, you have a good chance of seeing California sea lions and Roosevelt elk. Mountain lions, bobcats, black-tailed deer, coyotes, and small game are found throughout all of the redwood forests. Black bears can also be found in some of them. There are many great places to see these magnificent giants, mostly in Northern California. These include Henry Cowell Redwood State Park, Muir Woods National Monument, Armstrong Redwood State Nature Reserve, Avenue of the Giants, Humboldt Redwood State Park, Redwood National and State Parks. From Santa Cruz to the Oregon border, you can find places to see coast redwoods. You can find them in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, as well as in Tilden Park in Oakland. So if you can't get to those parks outside of the urban areas, you don't have to. But if you can go a little farther away, you won't regret being next to the magnificent giants. Thank you so much for being a viewer of Hidden West. Please like, please become a subscriber, and share with your friends.